Hello. The Divine Code reading for September 1st, pages 171 and 172. We're on the chapter, Which Actions Make One Liable for Idol Worship? Topic number 13. If one encounters officers or priests who have images of idols on their clothes or hanging on a chain around their neck, or who carry an idol before themselves, it is forbidden to bow to them or to take one's cap off before them. So the question is, if there's priests, if there's people that are officials for the idol, and they go around carrying the image of the idol around with them, in front of them, or around them, that would indicate that they're to bow to them would be like to bow to the idol. A Gentile may, however, take off his cap before they arrive, thus allowing his head to remain uncovered as they approach. So if he sees them in a distance, or he knows that they're going to come around the corner, he can take off the cap ahead of time. That way he doesn't insult the priest by not taking the cap off. He's allowed to do it in that manner. If he knows that everyone honors and bows down to the officer himself and not to the statue he carries, it is permitted to bow down to the officer. However, it is always forbidden to bow down to a priest of idol worship who carries or wears a picture of a statue to his idol, for this is surely honoring the idol. So if the priest is just walking around and he doesn't have the idol with him, it would be okay to bow in honor of the person, because he's not bowing down to the idol. But if the priest is carrying the idol around with him, then it would not be permitted to bow to that priest. From Rima Eurydia, chapter 150, and Shulchan Orchaim 113.8. Topic number 31. There are many types of idol worship in which one uses objects before the idol, such as food or other honorable things. If this is the idol's traditional manner of service, one who does so is liable for the capital sin of serving idols. Shirashi and Tosafot on Tractate of Avodah Zarah 50a and Tosafot on Tractate of Avodah Zarah 32b that there are two types of offering: bringing food for the idol, which is actually a service, and bringing a present for its beautification. One is not liable for the latter, like one who embraces an idol. See Rabbeinu Akaya on Leviticus 18:21. If these offerings are only brought as a decoration or honor for the idol, and the person is not actually serving the idol by this action, he is exempt from punishment, but it is nevertheless forbidden to do so, because it is forbidden to give any recognition or honor to idols. So we're not allowed to bring objects of beautification to the idol. The question, in that case, it's not allowed. The question is whether the level of the level of offense that occurs by doing this, if bringing Let's say the person brings flowers to an idol. If it is part of the service of the idol, is part of the religious service of the idol to bring flowers before it, that's considered a service to the idol. Then bringing those flowers to the idol would be considered a service to idolatry and would be a capital offense. If the person brings flowers to the idol just to make it look pretty, to give it honor, that's forbidden, but it would not be a capital offense. But it would still be forbidden to do. They can't do it. Now, let's say it's an idol that hates flowers, the He-Man woman haters idol, and to bring it flowers would be considered degrading to that idol. That might actually be permitted. So it all depends on how the idol interacts with what's being brought to it, whether it's a service or if it's a beautification or possibly a degradation. That's the same action can have different can be handled, can be seen in different ways. It is forbidden to hug or kiss an idol, to sweep or clean before it, to wash, anoint, or dress it, to put shoes on it, or to honor it in any other similar means. Rambam, Laws of the Worship of Stars and Idols, 3:6. It is explained in Rambam, Laws of Kings, 9:2, that a Gentile is forbidden to embrace, kiss, or honor an idol, or to do any other activity of idol worship, what is forbidden to a Jew. And earlier in footnote 15 in this section. Tractate Sanhedrin 56b says that for an idolatrous service that a Jew would be executed for, a Gentile is warned against. But for any idolatrous service that a Jew would not be executed for, the Gentile is not warned against, with the exception of embracing and kissing an idol, which a Gentile is not warned about. Here, warning to a Gentile means that the action would make him liable for a capital sin, as explained in Tractate Sanhedrin 58b. So there's a general rule regarding actions. The general rule is that anything that would be an executable offense for a Jew would also be an executable offense for a Gentile. That the two lists match up. Apparently, the one exception to this is in the case of embracing or kissing an idol, which apparently would be a liability, would apparently be a capital offense for a Jew, but for a Gentile, it's not a capital offense. However, it would still be forbidden to do, but it would not be a capital offense. Still, hugging or kissing an idol is forbidden for a Gentile, but it does not make him liable for a capital sin. See Miri's explanation on Tractate Sanhedrin there, and Sefer HaChinuch Commandment 26 that agrees with the above points. It is forbidden. Since these things are included, that's the various items of honor. Since these things are included in serving the idol, but he is not liable for death for this. If these are not the way of serving it, but rather only ways of decorating and honoring it. So assuming that it's this honoring, putting shoes on the idol is not considered a manner of service. It's not considered a religious service. It's just something nice to do to the idol. If it's just something nice to do to the idol, then it would be forbidden, but it would not be a capital offense. It is forbidden to light candles before an idol, since they provide a decoration for it. But it does not make one liable for a capital sin if this is not the traditional manner of its service. Tor Shokanora Eurodea, chapter 139. Rule that candles placed before an idol are only for a decoration and not a type of service. See topics 9, 12 below. That's further on in this unit. That even though it is not a service, it is still forbidden to derive benefit from candles placed before an idol, just as any type of offering to the idol. See Rabbeinu Yonah and Ron on Tractate of Avodah Zarah, beginning of chapter 4, who write that lighting candles is not considered to be a service in the Holy Temple. Therefore, we do not classify it as one of the special services that are only allowed to be done for God, as explained above in topic 4. So lighting candles, there is lighting lamps that's part of the temple. But it's not considered one of the 4 services. I don't know if scented candles would make a difference. I don't know, but just lighting candles for the sake of the beauty of the light, I suppose, was what's being referred to here. That's not one of the 4. It might be similar to singing, which is something that's done in the temple, but it's not considered one of the 4 services. Therefore, it would be forbidden, definitely forbidden, but it would not be one of the. It would not make a person liable. However, if an idol's traditional manner of service involves any one of these things, however, if an idol's traditional manner of service involves any one of these things, and the person does it, he is liable for a capital sin. So all these areas of decoration and beautification of an idol, if this is part of the service, it would be a capital sin. Rambam laws of the stars of worship, laws of the worship of stars and idols, 3:6. Chapter topic 33. There is no liability for a capital sin for a Gentile who serves idols, unless the way he serves it is clearly a service. This means that he either clearly performs the idol's ritual of service for that specific idol, or he voices clearly that he is serving such and such an idol with the known service. However, if he performs the action and it is not recognizable as serving an idol, and he does not vocalize that he intends to for the purpose of idol worship, then he is not liable to punishment for an earthly court for this transgression. So it has to be an action that's clearly being done in service, whether it's because it's just clearly the service, or because he's saying that he's doing it for that reason. If it's not a clear case of service, then it would not be a liability for service. See Tosafot on Tractate Kulam 40a and Tosafot on Tractate Avodah Zarah 45a, which state that slaughtering to an idol clearly incurs liability, even if it is not done before a physical idol. It is sufficient if one voices his intention, or if there is other clear evidence. This can be seen from Tosafot on Tractate Sanhedrin 65a, that in regard to bowing, one need not clearly state that his intent to accept the idol as a deity, for as long as he can be seen from the actions that he is bowing down to it, the person is liable for a capital sin. We also see from Rashi on Tractate Sanhedrin 61b that one who bows down in a house of idol worship, that has no idol in it is liable. This implies that one who bows down with intent to worship an idol is liable, even if he does not bow down before the physical idol. If there is a physical idol in its house of worship, a person is liable for bowing even if he intends to bow to God, unless he bows from fear for his life, as was explained earlier, as is proven from Tractate Kioret 3a and b in Rashi there. So it all comes down to it needs to be a clear action, and there's various different criteria that would state whether it's a clear action or if it's not a clear action. Thank you.